Three topics to be discussed today based on first come, first serve requests. That's an introductory walkthrough for grooming and mobile grooming. The second will be how to add a new client registration and login links on your website, and also how to edit your website. So those are the topics for today. And probably for the next, let's say about 25 minutes, I'll do the quick introduction of the solution for you, and then I'll get into those advanced topics. So typically, when folks learn about the solution, we start by demonstrating the mobile app of a pet owner. And then that graduates into how a manager of the business or one of the workers, especially in grooming, might address the requests coming in from the customers. In front of you is a mobile phone for a test pet owner. And she will be making an online booking for a grooming job. Now, your business has its own branding, and your web app would show on her mobile device. She would also have access to your services online through a personal computer or a tablet as well. Anyway, she's going to make an online booking by accessing her dashboard with your business. So if you're a grooming business, for example, you will have your branding here. And typically, pet owners will have quick links. This pet owner, she has 3 dogs and 1 cat, which she can book, edit, and archive as well. I use her name is Stephanie. You're going to see her name flying around a lot. I use her in a lot of my demonstrations, so there's a lot of content here. Anyway, let's book. And for those who don't know, we don't just do grooming and mobile grooming. We do sitting, walking, daycare, boarding, kennels, resorts, training, wellness, Reiki, hiking, everything in pet care. So these are just examples. This could be areas, for example, in terms of a selection. But I'm going to stick to dog grooming today. And the pet owner is booking a groom. So when she does so, she can choose a certain date. And there are 10 people in the team of this test business. And 3 of them happen to be available for booking at on the 6th day of March at 2:00 p.m. And so the customer has a choice, and depending on the times that she chooses, different people will pop up. And this is especially useful for grooming companies because you have a set slot for each worker for a certain period of time during the day, and the system is actually automatically accounting for that. Of course, you can turn all this off, but it is automatically accounting for stuff like this when customers are making a booking. So when you grow your team, the automation is helping you scale. So let's choose Amanda the worker, or maybe John the worker. It's for 1 pet. In this case, the thing is configured for a grooming salon because they don't get to choose a location. In the mobile grooming case, you might want to offer them the option to choose their home address. And it's a groom. And of course, they can add additional services. For grooming, the options might be, an add-on of some sort, like a de-shedding. It just depends on how you set up your service to behave, or your services and your business to behave online. One other groomer asked me to add a deposit policy at some point. So that's what you're seeing here. You can include a multitude of different custom fields to control what people fill out while they're booking online for a job with your business. So at the end of the day, it's still a request, and it goes to you, the grooming business. See, it enforced me to fill that out. It goes to you, the grooming business, to accept the job for whatever the grooming service might be. Email just doesn't exist. That's why it's giving that error. Just ignore that. All right. Typically, groomers don't use mobile devices when receiving requests and actioning on them. They typically have a personal computer or a tablet that they work with. I'll actually be using both examples today to demonstrate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into the manager's account online. I'll talk a little bit more about the website tech a little bit later, but groomers will have a daily agenda view that's typically used by them. A little bit about what you're looking at. You have scheduling, pets, clients, invoices, and a dashboard. And groomers tend to use this daily agenda here because it plots all the workers out horizontally and the time vertically. And each worker, in grooming especially, even if it's the same type of job, one might take 2.5 hours to do it, or the other might take 1.5. It depends on their experience and strength. So this is usually much more appreciated as a view for services, either requested, booked, or in progress in this view. Other managers, they tend to see a weekly view of things as well. This weekly view this week from March 1st to 7th, the yellow ones, of course, are requests. Blue is in progress, and gray has been accepted but not started yet. Green is completed. It's all the same information, just shown in a different way. Monthly, we have rooms for the kennels. Just going back to the daily view here. So we had a request today for a groom. There could be a lot of stuff going on here. So why don't I just narrow it down to requests? Here it is. These are all the requests for this day for this guy, John. Another way to look at this is this daily agenda view right here. Once again, here it is. You can see by John. You can see by a type of service, dog grooming. Maybe you have a variety of different categories or classes of grooming, and you can narrow it down that way, to name a few. So the reason I like this view in particular is that I don't have to go into the appointment to action on it. It's all here. If I was on my mobile phone, what I'm going to do is show you the same information just on the mobile phone. So I've logged in as a manager here, all the same options. That's the weekly view that you saw earlier because I'm defaulted to it. In the weekly view, in case you're wondering, you have your workers divided this way, and all their work is, for the week. I'm just going to switch over here to the daily agenda, the second daily agenda that you saw over at the PC, and it's going to be for March 6th. So it's going to stick to this view, and that's the groom job that we saw earlier. No difference. You can have all the same experiences that you do on the PC on the Bring On. All right. Typically, as a groomer, you'd probably be using this view. So let's just click on that appointment instead of seeing it on the daily agenda, the other daily agenda view. There's a request for Button the dog, customer Stephanie, and we've set it up in such a way that in order to accept a certain, let's say it was a groom for a large dog, I can actually compare and contrast certain pieces of information about Button and decide whether I want to accept or decline. It's already taking into account things like the fact that John, the worker, is available to do the job. So what we're doing is we're doing some secondary cross-referencing to decide whether we want to accept or decline. And in grooming, you might want to know the breed or the size of the dog to cross-reference whether the request is appropriate. Maybe you have a groom for a small dog versus a large dog to keep, to heavily simplify what I know has been, I've had a lot of experience with grooming businesses, so I can imagine all kinds of variations of what I just said. You don't have to accept and decline. You can update and then accept and decline, or update and repropose back to the customer. That has to do with this button right here. And as the manager of the business, you have way more access. You can select times outside of this, the options that the pet owner received. You can change the staff. There's reminders. So this is sort of a sister to our notifications tech, where before the job starts, you can notify whoever's involved with the appointment, which could be a manager, a staff, or a client, sometime before the appointment starts that it's about to start, or let's say a day or an hour before. You can decide you want to remind them that this thing is happening. So the client, I want to tell them that a day and 1 hour before, I want them to receive a reminder that this job is going to start. And I update and accept. That turns it from yellow to gray. Stephanie is the customer. Bob is her husband. You can have multiple people involved in the communications of an appointment. Anyway, that's a scenario where they book at their home way before. Let's say they walked into your grooming salon right now. That typically doesn't apply for mobile groomers, obviously, but for a grooming salon, you might want to do it on your side. You find Stephanie under clients. Nope, good. Let's continue. You book a dog groom. So they just arrived. They picked a certain pet to bring. In this case, let's choose Murdoch. Let's apply Stacy because John's busy at 2 o'clock. And then you save it. This is not a request. It's already gray as a committed appointment. So we skipped that step because they walked in. Anyway, there's the groom job for John. And here's the groom job for, actually, I'm not sure if I accepted that one or not. Where is it? Let's go to the weekly view. Grooming. And I'm actually going to look for Murdoch this way. All right. So we have one for, I didn't assign the worker, that's why. So Murdoch is right here. And let's set the staff to Stacy. Check her availability, no conflicts. Let's set her up. All right. That's the weekly view. Let's go back to the grooming view. There's Stacy, and she has a groom. And there's John, he has a groom. 2 different dogs, same customer. Now, typically groomers might have a mobile device next to them. Let's say we're Stacy. She'll only see her appointments unless of course she has certain additional permissions, because we have 50 plus permissions on how to control each of your groomers. So she might check in on her mobile phone to let the customer know that, you know, she started the job. During the job, she might add a picture and a note. Oh, here's Murdoch. I've shaved him halfway so far, just so you know, making confirmation that you like what you see, anything like that. I'm just going to make a picture, but it's going to be of a mouse because I don't have Murdoch next to me. And if you want to, you can add as many pictures and notes as you like. In fact, you can do more than that. You can make things very elaborate. You can add all kinds of lists or confirmations of things that you've done. You can really make it your own in the system. And pictures and notes are just the beginning. And if you want to, you don't have to check out yet. You can share this stuff to the customer, or don't share it because they could also go into their own dashboard. When a pet owner goes online, it takes them straight to their dashboard, typically. I just don't have that set up exactly that way just yet. And what they would see is what you saw on the mobile phone initially, which is quick links, pets, invoice history. This is Stephanie's account. So I just demonstrate with pictures of my mouse. And this is the latest one that just came in from the mobile phone that was doing a groom for Button, the dog. The client, when they see these pictures, whether you send it to them using the share or when they see you check out and they see the updates, they see this picture and let's say they really like the grooming job that you've done. They can share it on Facebook. And then they're going to say something like, oh my God, T, thank you so much for taking care for the great haircut and wash, etc. That would be your .com, and that would be your business. And your pet owner is sharing this on their Facebook. All right. Let's go to that pet owner's Facebook. Stephanie has just posted this on her Facebook, and her friends and family, they see this. And if they like it and they happen to have a pet that also needs a groom, likely they're going to click on it because it's not a static image, and it takes them to your website where they can learn more about you, sign up to become your customer, or even start booking if they already have an account with you, basically, through the system. Going to log back in. All right. let's go back to our daily calendar here as a groomer. Of course, you would be running your default view on this daily view. I just tend to default it on weekly view. This is the appointment that we've been working with. We used a mobile device to access it and make changes to it. You don't have to use a mobile device. It can be any device and multiple simultaneously. If I check out right now, the client gets notified of everything that we see in this appointment as well. So it's kind of like push notification. There's different times throughout this life cycle of your appointment that the clients get notified about, the job being done. But it doesn't stop there because there's billing. For a groomer, mobile grooming and grooming salons, typically they don't go to our invoices page that we offer for them to work with. They just charge right on the spot. And so you can do that either by this little icon here next to the customer, if you have multiple customers in the one appointment, or this button here, invoice. It takes you to the same place. So what's happening here is it creates a bill for the groom, gives you a billing number, and the settings are based on how you set up the grooming service to begin with. So if it has a discount unique to that customer or not, it would apply here. If it has a tax, if you're one of those states that has taxes for your services, it would apply here. Grooming tends to have products that they sell, maybe shampoo or something, or a t-shirt or a baked good or something like that. You would have that, and you can source it from your system if you want to, or you can add it manually. Either way, it's all here. And then you send it to the customer. By creating this invoice, part of our payment automation, it could have charged the credit card right away. Or the customer can receive a bill from you and they can pay on their side, and or add a credit card while they're doing the payment. Or you can charge their credit card that's already on file. It doesn't have to be a credit card. It could also be an ACH transfer, and tips are involved as well. If I go to my invoices page, that's the latest invoice that we just generated. I can always go back into it and make changes to it and manage it. I can refund credit cards. I can mark payments with, like if they paid you by cash or something like that. There's partial refunds as well. And then there's analytics, business analytics, to manage how things are going. The real powerhouse of this particular feature in the system, when you go to invoices, is this button right here, new invoice. It'll tell me everybody that owes me money. So let's say you forgot to bill the customer on the spot, or maybe you want to do everything in one shot a week later or something like that. I have thousands of clients, but the system will tell me who owes me money out of those thousands of clients, so I don't have to look for it. All I have to do is choose the dates. It'll cross-reference my calendar with what's been billed and tell me, it looks like Stephanie owes me something for up to March 6th. Okay, that's for Button. She had one for Murdoch as well. Now, when I say she owes me something, it means that it doesn't mean that I've started the job for it yet. It means that if she has something in the calendar that I haven't billed her for, and it just happens to be there, even if I didn't do the job, I can charge her for it. And that's why she appeared twice, once for Murdoch and once for Button, because she had two pets today, one that I started and one that I didn't. But that's not how this thing works, because you might want to charge people in the future as well for jobs that haven't started yet. It's like a deposit concept as well. So perfectly normal. Now, no one's showing up here. That means there's nobody in the calendar that owes me money within these dates. If I chose to charge somebody in the future, I'd ask it to see the system, and looks like this fellow Fred owes me for something within this range of time that I've selected. All right, so let's take a look. Fred also has a groom, but that's booked for April 1st, and I can charge him now before he even comes in. So just to recap, customer makes an online booking. You receive the request. You accept it or decline it. It doesn't have to be you, the manager. It could be specific workers. It depends on how you set up the permissions. Whenever the job starts, whoever's doing the job checks in, maybe add some pictures and notes, which is recommended because you can take advantage of that social organic marketing. Then you check out. When you're done, customer comes in, you get paid, and the cycle continues next time around. All right. With regards to our website technology, with our system, we're at the core, we're a software technology, but we also offer free hosting. You can have your website with us or not. If you don't want your website with us, we provide links that allow you to have like a register or a login or a book a dog walk or a book a groom. And it's that latter case that I'm going to discuss right now. So let's say you don't have your website with us. You don't have a homepage with us. You have your own homepage, maybe, on one of those other website tools. So you wouldn't have any of these. You wouldn't have documents, contact us, web app with us. You would have schedule, pets, clients, invoices, and dashboard, and that's it. So somehow we have to tie in the user experience of the general public, the management, the staff, if you have staff, and the pet owners into the software. How do you do that? You go to your dashboard and you go to the website look and feel, and you take whatever we offer you here. Right now, this is a real website, petcaredemo.com. It's a real website to a real fake business. So it's not a real actual pet business. It's a demo business, but it's a real website. It's not like we're saying Easy Busy Pets. So it doesn't apply exactly to your situation. You would actually be given a subdomain from us. And that would be here as well. You take that link and it'll take you to the services page of your system with us, your account with us. So let's say your business is grooming, it's named Grooming 101. We give you a link like this. And that would take you to the services page, which is the one, this link would be shown in the look and feel. Just to reiterate, website look and feel, that link, if your business was named Grooming 101, it would be like that here. That's what it would say. To set up your sign up or registration page, you just call it that, add a /sign up. For login link, it would be your business.easybusy.ca/login. Okay, you put these behind the sign up button, this behind the login button, and actually if I were you, I'd put this behind the book now button on your current site if it's not with us, and that should do the trick. My demo website is called petcaredemo.com. It addresses the general public, which is what we see here. This is like a fake site. It could look like anything. We're a fully fledged website builder, and the hosting is free and included as part of the solution. So these are just example pages. When somebody who has no relationship with you, like a potential customer, comes to your website, this is what it looks like to them. If you're the manager of the business and you go to petcaredemo.com, it looks similar, but you get schedule, pets, clients, invoices, and dashboard. Your customers, when they go to petcaredemo.com or your.com, actually would be your exact domain, not ours, but just to draw an analogy, they would be sent to their dashboard. Similarly, your employees as well. How you edit one of your pages? Well, first you have to create the pages that make up your website. When you do that, which is going through dashboard, websites, website pages, they're going to appear here. And every single page has this edit page option when you're the manager logged in. You click that and it enables the website to be changeable. Of course, every website page has a header, body. A body is a collection of blocks, and a footer. So what happened here is when I toggled edit page, I told the system that I want to make changes to my website. And so I click one of these blocks which I created. You can create as many as you want and to make up your site. It actually starts off completely blank. And maybe I'll add a text box widget. It's just something really simple just to make the point here. And you just say, hello world, exclamation. And whatever you click into, you get all these options up here to make changes to it. Make it white, center it, Maybe I'll change it to you know, something like that. Okay, so hello world. I unedit the page, and then let's see what it looks like to the general public. Pet care demo. What do they see? They see your page with your update. Hello world. Everything you see here was just built for my demo as an example. Your website, of course, would be your website with your design. When people come to sign up to become your customer, they go through the software experience. It walks them through, fills out all kinds of electronic forms, if there are any that you need them to fill out. It's a large system, but very easy to use. It takes a few hours to set up. And